Hazel wrote a question, and we'll start right there. Can you please do a podcast on work bonus and how it works, as I'm unsure if I should continue working after 67 in 2027? Hazel, nope, not doing a podcast. We're not doing it, Hazel. Sorry.
If we spend an hour 20 minutes, we'd put people to sleep.
Yeah, but we will talk about it. She has about 650,000 in super. Congratulations, well done. Her husband has about 120K, 65K early by budget. What's that mean?
Either ahead of where they thought they're at, or 65 is what they need per year to live off.
Okay, cool. Yep.
One or the other.
Yeah. Husband currently on a part pension. He's 75. So she's 27, 25, 26. So she's like 65, 64, 65.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So talk to us. I mean, the work bonus. I might actually say, before I get you to explain the mechanics, if you are 67 in 2027, we'll assume, you've both done well. You've got a good income, Hazel, because you've got a really good super balance. Husband's got a good super balance. He's on a part pension, and you've obviously both worked hard. I think you'll be fine, financially speaking. We'll assume that you own your house because you haven't mentioned anything.
Otherwise,
but we don't know that. Even if there was a $100,000 mortgage left or $200,000, I think you'll be fine. If you want to work a couple of days a week after age 67, knock yourself out just because you want to.
Lifestyle reasons, not...
It's not, I don't want, because the benefits you get from society and all the research is there about, purpose, dignity, getting out of the house, all that stuff. You let the Centrelink cards fall as they may. We're not living our life around getting an extra $20 a week from Centrelink if we go to work for a week and get an extra $100 and get all the other benefits.
Yep.
So that would be my encouragement to you, Hazel. If you want to work, do so. Looking at your situation, I don't know, if you think you might need 65K a year, I think you'll be fine in a few years when you hang up the tools. But if we now get to the brass tacks, is that what they say?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
I think. What is the work bonus, Martin?
So I agree with you. There's a financial part of the question, but I'd put that to the side, but we'll answer that now. So when you go onto the age pension or look at the Centrelink age pension, there are two tests. There's the asset test, which is how much assets do you have, and that's been covered in other podcasts, so I'll move on. And then there's the income test. So the income test is made up of usually a deemed return on your financial assets. So how much have you got in the bank and shares and super, and a assumed return on that. But then also, what wages are you earning? And you need to report that to Centrelink on a regular basis. Centrelink will then take that into their calculation as to how much age pension you get. That's where the work bonus comes in. So what the work bonus is a $300 employment threshold per fortnight that is excluded, i.e., another way to say that a bit simpler is the first $300 you earn in a fortnight, Centrelink are going to ignore. They just don't even take it into the calculation. $300 per fortnight for a couple. So if you're both working, that's still the cap. And the way it works is that if you don't use it or you don't use the full amount, you have a work bonus bank or a work bonus balance, and that can actually accrue over time. So if you're earning the same amount every week, it probably doesn't really matter. But if you're a bit seasonal, or you might work for 4 or 6 weeks and then you jump in your caravan, you go away for 3 months and you don't work, that can actually build up over time. So when you come back, you might have $5,000 in your work bonus. So the first $5,000 you earn next time doesn't get factored in. So that's at a high level. So then breaking that down, I'll do an example. Let's say someone's earning $500 a fortnight, part pension or part-time work, a day or two a week equals $500 a fortnight. The first $300, Centrelink go, that's all right, you get to keep all that $300. We're only going to look at the $200 that's above the $500. If you've got a bit in your work bank or work balance, then they'll ignore the 200 as well. But let's say you've run that down to zero, they will reduce your pension by that 200 above their work balance. About 50 cents, or basically half what you earn, will reduce. So summarising that another way is that I think you could earn $500 in a fortnight, and you're going to lose about $100 of age pension that fortnight. So you're still ahead by $400 by working. If you didn't work, you get an extra 100. So don't work at all, you get 100. You do work, you still end up getting 400.
And it goes back to, based on what we can assume their financial situation, after age 67, it's the work optional just for fun, for social things.
Yeah.
I will say a couple of things on that. If you are new to the show, recently we did two episodes, episode 331 and 332 on Centrelink. We had Justin Bott from Services Australia come into the studio. That guy's a machine. I can't believe the stuff that he knows and knew. So have a listen to those. And then secondly, if in doubt, if you want to drill down deeper, go and talk to Centrelink, their financial information officers.
Yep.
And they'll give you all the information in the world.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
So knock yourself out. Hey, it's Glen here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.